that got my attention. Because I started out as a neuroscientist and very much in the materialist reductionist model. And things changed for me when I was on faculty at Harvard. And I was called to do an evaluation of this woman who wanted to sign out of the hospital against medical advice. And that was my role there at the hospital, was to do psychiatric consults on the medical and surgical floors. And I went in to see this woman, and the staff had already determined that she was mentally ill because she said she was seeing ghosts and that she was psychic and wanted to leave. And in my training, that's what I was taught is a sign of somebody being psychotic. And when I went in to see her, one of the first things she said to me is, "Oh, I'm seeing all this ghosts and it's, freaking me out. I really want to leave." And I said, "Well, yeah, I imagine if there's going to be ghosts anywhere, they'd be in a hospital. A lot of people die here." And she goes, "Yeah," and "I'm also psychic, and I know my tests are going to come back normal." And back then, we did blood work in order to find out if somebody had a heart attack, and it took a day or two to get the results back. And so we didn't have those results back yet. And she said, "So I want to leave." And I said, "Well, I really love to talk to you a little bit more about this." And I really wanted to just gain her cooperation to stay rather than just sign the paperwork and commit her to stay. And she looked at me and she said, "I'm getting a really good reading about you right now. Do you mind if I tell you what I see?" And I said, "Yeah, sure, go ahead." I just thought it was really interesting that she would say that. And I thought, it's good. I love to build rapport with people. And I said, "Sure, go ahead." And she goes, "Wow," she says, "I'm seeing your aura and you've got this white light around you like Jesus." And I'm going, "Yeah, I'm right." And then she says, "And I see that you have a husband who's a chemist and he's applying for a job right now in 2 different cities." And I was like, my husband was an MD, PhD biochemist, and he was applying for a postdoctorate in 2 different cities right then. And I was like, "Oh, really?"
That got your attention.